Hello friends and welcome back to Anglin Acres Homestead. Today we are going to try to roast a field pumpkin and make it into a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. Everything I read says that you can do it. It's just not as sweet as a store-bought or canned pumpkin, or a sugar pie. I think they call it sugar pie pumpkin, because it's a field pumpkin, but you can enhance the flavor using spices. So that's what we are going to try to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the pumpkin out of the sink. I've washed it. We're going to slice it. We're going to put it in the oven, bake it for at least an hour at 400. It's going to have a lot of moisture. So once it comes out, we are going to strain it out and eventually puree it and get it ready for baking. So we will get started. Come along with me. So here's my pumpkin, and as you can see, it's pretty large. We won't use all of this for pumpkin pie. I think we only need like 2 cups of it. So any of the leftover we will put it in a Ziploc bag or food saver and freeze it flat so that it doesn't take up so much space in the freezer. So what we're going to do is we're going to line our baking sheet here if we have enough foil, and we're going to have just enough. We had more than we needed, but we can reuse it later because we've got quite a few pumpkins to do this with. We're going to eventually turn some of it into pumpkin powder as well. Oh, so let's set this to the side here and get our oven preheating. It needs to preheat to 400. Get my cutting board over here I forgot to grab. And get this out of the way. It says to cut it along its equator, which cracks me up, but so I think what I'm going to do is lay it on its side, and I'm going to cut the top off of it. And I am not even coming close to cutting it straight. But any of the errors we have, we'll just go to the pumpkins, to the chickens, because they love pumpkin. I gave them one this morning that came out of our garden. It was one of the last ones I have left. So we're going to cut that. And I realize you don't have a great view, and I apologize. So the foam shut off on me while I was scraping this out, but you can see now that I have scraped it out. We're going to cut it into probably halves or fourths. Put it on my lined baking sheet. Got the oven preheated already now. We're going to roast it for about an hour. And when that comes out, we will strain it, puree it, and then probably freeze it or put some in the refrigerator until Thanksgiving or the day before Thanksgiving, and then we will turn it into a pumpkin pie. Now, with the field pumpkins, they are more stringy and they are not as sweet. So, as I said before, I don't know if I got that in there before it cut off, but I can assure you that our grandparents and probably even my parents, if they weren't using canned pumpkin, they were using field pumpkin, and they learned to enhance it with sweeteners and whatever, and that's what we're going to try to do here as well. So I'm going to get these in the oven, and I'll come back in an hour, and we will go from there. It's very heavy. Move my racks. Get those in there. Set our timer for 1 hour, and we will come back. So we're 3 minutes into it, and I realized that I put them in there cut side up, and you're supposed to put them in there cut side down. So I'm taking them out. I'm going to use my pot holders, flip them over. Oh, you know what else? Another thing I forgot. You're supposed to salt it. That helps draw out more of the moisture from it. So we're going to salt these. And then we are going to flip them over. We're going to put them back in there. I think I'm going to have to cut them a little bit more because they don't like laying. I'm just going to cut the bottom curve off of them. Yep, that works. Let those cool down. Do that to the chickens. I'm good. I love my chickens. I think everybody who knows me will know that, and if you don't know it yet, you'll learn it. I'm a little bit obsessed with them, if you want to see. But my chickens, having chickens makes it nice because it makes for a lot less waste going into the landfills and wherever, because chickens will eat just about anything. So we've got these turned over, and we're going to put them back in the oven. Finish their time. And we'll be back. Okay guys, our pumpkin is done in the oven, so we are going to take that out and see how it turned out. So let me turn this off. Get these out. Woo wee! See, that's what they look like right now. We're going to let these cool for a few minutes, flip them over, scrape them out, get ready to puree them. We will be back. Okay, so we are now ready to start getting the meat out of these pumpkins. We will turn you down here a little bit. Well, it won't cooperate. Never does. What we're going to do is we're going to flip them over, scrape them out into the bowl, get the skins off of them and give that to the chickens. And as you can see, these are going to be super easy to get the meat because up there the skin just peeled right off. So get this up. Woo! Excuse me, sorry, I dropped the tongs there. Oh yeah, this is really good. Easy peasy. worked out better than I expected to, which makes me happy. Get this over, and then we will puree this up. We will spice it up, and we will make a pumpkin pie out of it on Thanksgiving. We actually have enough here that we can make some pumpkin bread and some pumpkin muffins. We can make all the pumpkin stuff, because I have 3 of these size pumpkins and 4 giant pumpkins. But most likely the chickens will get the majority of it. Peeled right off. Easy peasy. I'm excited by this. This worked way better than I thought it would. I thought I was going to have a hard time getting these skins off of here. Here's one that's not going to cooperate as easily. So we will have to peel this one. Let's see about this one. Turn it over. Still a little bit too hot to handle with our hands, but this one's going to peel. Friends, this makes me so happy. I've always wanted to be a home body type, one who can bake and do all that, and I've never been able to. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels for the last few years that have taught me how to do all this, and that's what has inspired me to try all this and to go outside of my comfort zone and to make these videos. Even if they go nowhere, I feel like it has helped me so far to gain a little bit of confidence, because I've never been a very confident person. I'm very sarcastic, and that leads a lot of people to think I'm confident, but no, it's just how I defend myself, so to speak, against my anxiety, just by being silly and whatever. But no, I'm far from confident. We're going to have to try maybe score this and see if it'll peel. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's how we'll do this one. Oh, flesh. Peel that off. Nope. I'm going to have to score it a little bit more. Started and then it'll peel off. So one thing I'm wondering, and you guys can tell me if you know, is can I go ahead and make this, puree it, put all the spices in it, because today is Sunday, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. If we could get it all prepped up and then just fill the pie on Sunday or on Thursday morning and bake it, or Wednesday night. But either way, if I could just get it all prepared and then make the pie on Thursday, or if I should wait until Thursday to make the pie mixture. If you guys know, drop it in the comments and we will go from there, and I can let everybody know in my next video. Oh no, I caught it. Or didn't make a mess. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is, I didn't mean to put it into this bowl, but I'm gonna put it over into the strainer and put the strainer down in this bowl and let it drain out, so that way I can get all the liquid out before I try to puree it up and make my mix. So that's what's coming up, and we'll follow up when we get ready for that. So it actually worked out that I put it into the bigger bowl, because the strainer doesn't fit well. It fits too well into the big bowl. It sits in the bottom and it won't be able to strain. So what I'm going to do is put the pumpkin the pumpkin meat over into this bowl, let it drain, out a lot of the moisture, and then we will transfer it back over to the big bowl, and we will puree it and add our spices to it. I've lost my spoon. There it is. So I'm going to take my spoon and move this over, and this has a lot of moisture. I didn't realize how much at first, but it's a lot. So we're going to have to let this drain for quite a while. As you can see it, I don't know if you can see it, but it's dripping from out right now. So this one sits up high enough that it will be able to drain into the bottom of the bowl, and we can capture that and give that to the chickens along with the skins and any of the meat that we don't use. If I had any sense, I would have used a slotted spoon, and that way I wouldn't be transferring some of the moisture back into this as I'm moving it over. But it works. We'll smush it down, give it a little bit of help. Get it started draining out. This is, I don't know if you can see it. You can see. That's how much was in there just from it sitting there. Let's raise it up. And I'll set that over there. And you can see that's just from it being there right now. So we'll leave it set for a while, let it drain, help it work through, and we'll come back when we're getting ready to puree it. So as you can see, what I've ended up doing is to try to help this along is I put the meat back onto the tray where it was roasted, and I'm pushing it through the strainer to get out that moisture. Then I'm going to move it back to the big bowl after I've done that part. This seems pretty well drained. And I will move this back over so you can hear that plop where it's got so much moisture in it. And it's draining onto this baking sheet too. So just smush it down, get it to strain through. And it actually is helping soften it up quite a bit before we get ready to puree it. Scrape that out. Empty our bowl. And start another section. I'm sorry that, you know, you guys aren't closer while I'm doing this. I don't have the equipment currently to do. I've got a Canon camera that I was going to use, but I can't find my tripod attachment to put it on top of the tripod. So for now, we're doing YouTube through the telephone, which isn't bad. It's not as easy to edit, but I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm just someone trying to have some fun and show other people things that I enjoy. So that's the best I can offer you right now, should you choose to take it. If not, I appreciate that you even started watching, and you know, maybe I've inspired you for something, or maybe I've shown you what you don't want to do. But it's all good. We each have our own things we're interested in, and if we all like the same things, none of us would ever learn anything else. There's that. Here's what we have for the chickens. I've got a few roosters that I'm hoping to process right after Thanksgiving. So I've been giving them all the treats so that they can have some enjoyment. Here is what I got out of that pumpkin. I'm sure there's going to be a bit more, but as I've said, this is my first time, so you know, mistakes will be made. But I'll put this with these pieces that I cut off so that they would lay better, and these skins, and the roosters will have them a good treat later this evening. And we will move on to our next step, which is we're going to use the immersion blender and puree these bad boys. So I will be right back. So we've got the immersion blender, and we are getting ready to blend this up. And after we do that, we will add some spices to it, taste it, see how it goes, and we will go from there. I'm still new to the immersion blender, so forgive me if I make a mess. I don't like the fact that I have to hold it in the entire time. And that didn't work. There we go. I don't know if you've been able to hear it, but I've got the dehydrator going back there, dehydrating some apples that were getting ready to go bad. So the kitchen smells fantastic. Check this out. I wish I had a wireless one. That would be nice. Let's move this over here to the counter. See, I'm left-handed, so they never make things easy for left-handed people to use. They put the cord on the left-hand side. You know, I think I've decided I'm going to leave this still a little bit chunky and put it back into the strainer and let it strain through and see if we can get some more moisture off of it, because it's still pretty wet. So let's try that and we'll be back. It was definitely a good idea to try to, so you can see it's not fully smooth, and you can see how much it's dripping out still. So we're going to leave this to set for quite a while and drain out some more, because the more moisture that's in this pumpkin, the more moisture is going to be in your pie, and you really don't want that wet of a pie. So post filming / editing Stephanie is here. I ended up not making a pie out of this because my niece was going to make a pie for Thanksgiving. So all I ended up doing was making frozen pumpkin, put it in the freezer, so we'll have it later. So I'm going to end this video this way and let you know that all I ended up doing was freezing it, and it will become a pie or a chicken treat or something later. So thank you for following along with Anglin Acres Homestead. If you like this video, subscribe. I'm doing the best I can to upload more often, as you can see by this having been filmed in November, and it is now April, and I'm just now uploading it. I had lost my passion, for lack of a better word, for filming for a while. Had some stuff going on, and now things are back. I've got a bug bite on my cheek right here, and it hurts. I've got a little spot here on my nose as well. Something got me on the face last night while I was out in the garden. But anyways, I ramble in case you haven't noticed. But if you like it, subscribe, click the little bell. You'll get notifications when I do upload. And just, you know, if you don't care, it would be really awesome if you shared my videos out to help me grow my audience some more. At this point, on April 26th of 23, I don't even have 100 subscribers. That is driving me crazy. And I'd like to get at least 100, you know. It's like a good milestone to go from there. Again, I say go from there. I've got to stop that one. It drives me nuts. But, you know, help me out. I'll help you out, especially with my people who have YouTube channels. I'm really getting into the people that I interact with on Facebook, watching their YouTubes. That's really fun, you know, because you talk to these people or interact with these people on a daily basis on your homesteading groups and things like that. And it's really... It's like you become friends with them and you get to know them, and it's really fun to get to see what they're doing and actually get to see them and not just talk to them through a screen. So, you know, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you can do, and I will catch you guys later. Have a good one.